Lane back toward the front, but they are still mired.
Oh, got a spinner. Austin Hill to 82. It looks like he got hit from behind.
From behind, just hang on here.
And they keep crashing. Ben Kennedy.
You're good down low.
Joe Nemechek to 8.
Stay up high.
And Haley.
Wow.
Just
did the left rear tire come apart? Watch Chris Fontaine. Look at that job. He was able just to slip by. That's using your brain, being calm, just steering through a wreck. Great job, Chris.
I think that left rear tire went on that 82 truck for Austin Hill.
I think I saw the sidewall come out of it as they entered the corner. What happened to Timothy Peters when all this went down? Oh, wow. They let off.
Wow. That's Justin Boston, the 54 truck for KBM, getting a lot of damage when he got into the one truck of Donnie Neuenberger.
Yeah,
Neuenberger here tonight.
Something was dragging on that truck, possibly a suspension component, whatever it was, wore through.
You can see the wheels turned to the right, the brakes locked up, and that truck was going left anyway.
Something failed in the front steering, obviously. Oh. Right on the back straightaway, you're right, Mike. What happened to Ben Kennedy?
Well, Ben Kennedy looked like he had a tire down or something broken. Michael,
almost
everybody
stopped.
piled in.
James Busher, the 31, also involved in this incident. Ray Black Jr., the 07, maybe not a whole lot of damage. Ryan Ellis, the 28, gets caught by Daniel Hemrick.
What happened? Kennedy was slow up top, but that didn't really seem to have anything to do with the beginning of that crash.
Right at the bottom, right around where James Busher was.
Yeah, it's like an accordion effect. Once it looked like somebody slowed, and then they started running into each other.
You don't think someone ran out of gas, do you?
It's possible. Within a lap or two, I think, of these guys coming down pit road.
That's about the only thing that could have caused that.
Let's look for Austin Terrio here.
Terrio run out of gas.
Okay.
He slows down for some reason.
He slows down. Lagasse gets in the back of him, and it's just an accordion-like wreck as the trucks behind can't slow down in time.
So many of these trucks with absolutely nowhere to go. Matt Tiff does a nice job going through the grass, and the 25 truck looks like he may have missed everything.
Qualifying as he came off pit road and came up to speed in turn one. Norm Benning inexplicably took a right turn, sending Peters into the wall and to a backup truck.
To avoid this, take a look here. There you see there may be some contact right here, or just got real close to him, maybe took a little air off that rear spoiler, and around Ray Black Jr. goes. He does a nice job keeping that truck from backing up the hill into the outside wall.
That's exactly what happened, Phil. When the 15 got up under him, got beside him like that, or pushed that air onto the left rear corner panel, it just pushed Ray Black right around. That's
tires on for sure this time. Let's take a look. Cody Ware right there behind him.
Looks like he might have had a little help right there.
Might have. Mason does a nice job again keeping that truck from backing up the hill into the outside safer barrier.
There again, that's one of the hard things about Atlanta. When you get down in the middle of the corner, if the truck in front of you slips just that little bit and slows his speed down, it's real easy to get into him. You have to be constantly aware that you got to be.
Look, top of the screen.
Right in there is Cody, as you mentioned, Brian, pretty hard impact. A couple of trucks coming by on the outside. Joe Nemechek, Daniel Hemrick, Johnny Sauter getting by on the outside.
We didn't see the start of this, but I'm going to guess that he got a little loose and overcorrected the typical.
With Cameron Haley, the top five. We're live in Martinsville on Fox Sports 1. When he went around. Great in the late going at Martinsville. Matt Crafton on top.
Hard with Matt Tiff. Tiff got to the inside of him. Does a nice job. Boston up into the Tommy Regan truck. And then look at Tiff. He slides through on the bottom. Phil, we got to. I don't think he was. Crafton into the back of Custer. Returning the favor.
And there goes Matt Crafton through. Put the 88 on point as Cole Custer spins. 2 laps to go. Will there be a caution? Not yet.
Out of him, he started running a little bit higher on the track, and I think he tried to dive to the bottom for the first time, and the truck just broke loose with him when he drove to the bottom. That's a quick snap there too. You usually see him wiggle a little bit more than that.
On board.
Even with you. Tight right. Hold on to it. Caution down. Heads up on pit road. Just come down pit road. Easy. Start slowing down. Start slowing down. Start slowing down.
That's exactly what we're. See, but the very back of the pack, they're running in the middle of the racetrack, just a little bit too free. All the talk in the garage areas we see all the time is this racetrack when we practice during the day.
But he likes it overall, but the communication spin off turn 4. Caution's out, Adam.
It's the 08. Corbin Forrester did such a good job in qualifying earlier today, but a problem coming off of turn 4, slides.
Front tire, Justin Boston's truck. Looks like maybe. Yes. Phil, you called it. That was a right front.
A career best finish last week for Mason Mingus. Not going to end good tonight. There you see the hit. 19 to go. Here they come back to the start-finish line. It's going to be a photo finish, sliding sideways at the line. Casey Kane wins it at Charlotte, and a huge crash behind him.
How's us first? I haven't heard from NASCAR yet.
By 1/1000th of a second, Casey Kane sideways gets.
He's that blue truck running in second place, and he's right behind her here. Well, hard to tell from that angle if there was contact, but
Either a little contact or maybe a little.
See if we can see what happens. You see, just got a little bit loose up high. See Johnny Sauter, Daniel Hemrick do a great job getting by him on the inside.
let's watch from Hemrick's view. Crafton sits right there, and we've got two together. Jesse Little in the 97 involved, and we got more contact. Deeper in the field, Townley involved. This 63 is in there with Justin Jennings.
Look at what happens here. See, Jesse's on the inside. Looks like did he push up a little bit and got into Mason Mingus and then squeezes him into the outside wall?
I think a little bit of both, Phil. I think he pushed up in.
Looked like Todd, he may have pushed up a little bit, had to chase his truck up the hill just a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, Phil. I think, you know, he saw Mason slide up in the middle of the corner, and he wanted to take advantage of it. So he tried to drive down there, and Mason came down. At the same time, Jesse was pushing. Then he got air loose, sucked around, and there you go, both in the wall. You know, that's one of those things at Dover. Jesse doesn't have a lot of experience here. Mason doesn't. He pushed. You got to know enough to roll out of the throttle and wait for the next lap.
We talked about being in trouble off the corner. It really happens into the center of the corner. That's a perfect case of that as Spencer. A little bit of contact there between he and Timothy Peters. We'll see what happens when he gets down here to the. Just a little bit loose. I don't see that left rear tire deflated. Do you, Todd?
No, I don't think that's what happened. It looked to me, he got down in the middle of the corner. You can see.
Second time tonight, the reason Brandon Jones in the wall after a cut tire.
This is the end result. There was contact between Mason Mingus and Brandon Jones. That's what caused this left front tire to go down. Tough break for Brandon Jones.
Game changer later on.
There's Spencer Gallagher around. That's Ray Black Jr. The 07 does an amazing job getting by. Spencer does a pretty nice save.
Contender Daniel Hemrick inside of Johnny Sauter. Can he make it happen?
Loose.
No. Look at him handle that truck.
He might have a flat tire, Phil. That fender rubbing on his tire we saw earlier has resulted in a flat tire. Oh, and he's going to get run over.
Nemechek inside, outside Terrio. Problems for Daniel Hemrick with 7 laps to go.
Oh, he's going to spin out.
And we're going to get another caution.
Hold the
Sixth
brakes,
of the
hold the
night.
brakes. Boston had top 10 finishers. Here we go. They've already made some contact. You see Mason Mingus getting to the outside wall, and then the 54 of Justin Boston also into the outside wall. Look, top of your screen here. They've already made contact. Mason Mingus already in the outside wall, then Justin Boston a little bit farther around the corner into the inside of Cameron Haley, just like the situation we saw earlier.
Got up on the rumble strips there.
Well, Cameron Haley did not know that he was in there. You know, that's one of those things.
A bit of a wiggle right here. It gets loose, and that puts him up the hill a little bit right against that one truck. We see the trucks on the inside all the time when they're that close, lose the air off that rear spoiler, and around he goes.
Yeah, that was, you know, he was upset with the one truck, and it wasn't that guy's fault.
In fact, he's got a nose on him.
Clear.
He had some help.
Oh, Nemechek gets into Crafton, and Reddick is going to pull away.
For Matt Crafton. There's the contact again right there.
And Custer and Sauter come through this. Sauter now up to third after having that horrendous pit stop early.
See Matt Crafton going underneath him. It looks like when we first saw it, the 23 was a little bit sideways. Let's take a look.
There's a replay. Looked like the 07 Ray Black Jr. was very close to him. I can't say that he was involved, but he was right there.
Loose.
Yep.
really did a nice job of not taking his teammate Johnny Sauter with him.
Going to the front.
Oh, trouble. John Hunter Nemechek.
Looked like across the racetrack, looked like Johnny Sauter may have picked some up.
There it is. You see John Hunter didn't quite have the 75 truck cleared. Moved up the racetrack, tried to move up against the outside wall. Caleb Holman was there. They make contact, and a lot of damage to that 8 truck of John Hunter and some pretty good.
Right there, you see the 2 trucks. They were actually racing for the free pass. Caleb Holman, the 75, was in position. Daniel Hemrick, the 14, was going to try to get by him to get in position for that free pass. They made contact, and that's the resulting damage to the 75 Food Country truck of Caleb Holman.
Watch, he gets loose on the bottom and tries to chase it up the hill, and then it finally just comes all the way around. He was inside the top 10, Phil, and like you said, he was thinking, I'm going to give me some positions. I've had this thing out of control. I can hang on to it. But these things are just so hard once you get them sideways. If you save them once, it's quite an intense. Look, gets into John West Townley and turns himself sideways. There had to be contact from where he was spinning. And watch this thing turn left, and right, excuse me.
And I'm sure to Spencer, it felt like it picked up speed as it got to the outside wall there.
By the way, if you're looking for that CONCACAF soccer match, you can find it right now on Fox Sports 2, and we'll switch it over to Fox Sports 1 as soon as the checkers fly here.
Watch this. He just tried to take the bottom and go 3 wide, but he had a bad angle to the corner and ran into John West.
I think once he got to John West, then he might have just grabbed the steering wheel, tried to turn left to stay off of John West. When it did, it turned him sideways, and hard contact with the outside safer barrier.
Real speed. Watch how hard this truck is designed on wall.
It really didn't look like it slowed down as much. It had. So he's racing on the inside of David Gillen. They make a little bit of contact. You see John West Townley was on the outside. He's going to run right into the side of him, kind of lift that truck up a little bit. Got into the catch fence. For the 2nd week in a row, we've had a vehicle in the catch fence. But again, the catch fence did its job. It kept that truck down on the racetrack, and you see it riding along the top of the safer barrier.
When they got to turn 1, Phil, I think they were 3 wide, and Ben probably thought that's a difficult angle for the spotters to see as well. And I think that Ben probably thought, wow, look how close that truck comes to going over. Probably thought they were just 2 wide, and he had room to move up a little bit for the corner.
That's what it looked like.
That was incredible how that truck just grinding along that safer barrier.
That's a battery sliding up in the top lane of the racetrack. Let's take a look at it again.
You can see that it was Gillen,
John West Townley in the yellow truck.
And I think John Gillen was just below John West, and maybe Ben Kennedy felt like they were just 2 wide and had room to angle himself for the corner, battling for a spot well inside of the top 10. See right there, I think Gillen was down lower than Ben thought he'd be. Right when he hit the wall, Townley hits him. It just sends the truck into the air.
Just incredible video on a wild ride for Ben Kennedy.
We talked about the speed here at Kentucky. And
Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick's going to make it 3 wide. Matt Crafton into the wall.
Our series points leader, Crafton and Brad.
This race winning 4 times.
Yeah, that's a little bit late. That's after Harvick jumped down there and made it 3 wide. Brad Keselowski with absolutely nowhere to go on the outside when
Junior 18th.
He's already loose there completely by himself. Does a nice job getting the thing going forward, but unfortunately it hooks and around he goes into the outside wall. Ray Black Jr. just trying to avoid him, I think, got sideways.
Look how far those trucks slide. That tells you how fast they're going. That's exiting a corner, and he had the brakes locked down, sliding sideways. And
look at Timothy Peters down on the bottom.
Eric Jones going around. Caution is out. 4 wide just didn't work there.
Looked like Austin Dillon in the 4. Driver goes in turn number 3 ahead of Matt Tifft.
There's Hemrick in the 14, Tifft in the 54. Mason Mingus and John West Townley getting together.
Hold the gas, hold the gas.
And a yellow, again, a caution waves.
All right, get rolling.
Haley has
as they exited 2. You know who this is good for? Tyler Reddick, who was in jeopardy going a lap down. Decided to come work on it. Here's a look at what brought out the caution. Ray Black Jr., red, white, and blue 07 spins.
Just keep an eye out for the 75 of Caleb Holman. He goes to the outside. He actually makes contact with Ray Black and gets into the outside wall. Look at it. You see that's the blue and yellow truck. See Cole's right up against the outside wall. He just turns around right in front of him. And Caleb Holman said it best. Once you drive in the corner, it's not like you can jump on the brakes and just turn that truck left. And the harder you jump on the... These guys were battling for position. They made a little bit of contact. Ty Dillon and Ben Kennedy tying the 31 truck.
They were racing along in the 11th spot. Ben just nudged.
Area.
Yeah, there he is. Just runs off the racetrack.
Wow.
Makes pretty good contact.
You think that was a flat tire?
It looked like a right front tire maybe had gone down.
You can see he just swings around that corner and the truck never
turns. He was following the 14 of Daniel Hemrick.
Now Custer, they're making all kinds of contact. Through 1. Leaning on each other and 2 and around goes Custer.
He does a great job keeping it up.
Oh, man, that was Reddick. Reddick was way wide through 2. Contact right there.
Both of those trucks into the tire barrier.
Watch how fast he came in here.
Just coming in too hot
on entry. I don't know if maybe the brakes didn't. It seemed like the brakes got to working good right before he hit the grass. Look at that thing ramp up in the air. A really difficult pit road to get to, Phil, because it's right way around the turn. So, but that wasn't even close.
It sure wasn't. A lot of damage to Mason Mingus' truck as well, as you see Timothy Peters go by.
Hemrick. Whoa, man.
Oh, that's sad.
Wow.
Oh, my.
And this, when you're 59 laps down, I mean, I know
Let's watch it going into turn 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt, that right front tire goes down. Hard contact into the safer barrier for John West. Yeah, he has a problem. He feels that problem there as he gets down into turn number 3. Right front tire's down already on that truck. You can see some damage where I think he made contact. He may have been the truck you saw, Michael, that hit the wall off for turn number 2.
Loose off.
Just got loose, just got in the throttle and got loose as he got up onto the straightaway. He's going to make contact with the inside safer barrier.
And the reason why it has level, the way these trucks haul the mail off into the corner, got trouble up in turn 4.
Oh, and there goes Terrio hard into the wall. And that's Reddick in the 19 that had the problem that kicked it all off with Terrio as he comes grinding to a halt on the front straightaway after a huge, heavy impact. Comes through here.
There's Reddick high in turn 4, loose. Just about has his truck saved, and along comes Terrio. Look at that right front tire.
Yeah, really nothing Austin could do.
At all.
And Tyler Reddick, he was just fighting to regain control of his truck.
I don't know. We didn't see if anything maybe clipped Reddick and sent him sliding sideways. We just caught it as he was up there fighting for control of that truck. Saw him doing an amazing job hanging on to it. See Jennings down on the bottom.
He went up way high. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of people run up that high. You see the dirt. Here comes Austin, just trying to get by on the inside. Again, Reddick's just trying to regain control after being sideways up against the outside wall.
And with the problems that the 63 truck was having. Oh, it's so scary.
It's such a sick feeling for Tyler, watching his teammate turn into the outside wall right in front of him.
Vince, how about the 98 of Sauter?
Oh, he crashed.
Together they go.
John Hunter Nemechek gets loose on the bottom, slides
behind another truck because of the fact that there's such a big hole that gets poked in the air.
Got trouble here. One of them off track through the grass. That's John Hunter Nemechek. Can he save it and keep it off the wall?
Keep it locked. Keep it locked.
Unbelievable job to keep that thing. He's led the most laps today, which right now would put him in line for a couple of bonus points, and here's the reason we're under caution.
just in the pack, and he tried to drive to the bottom. It's a whole lot like what we saw John Hunter. Looked like trying to turn the truck down, and they just get loose when you do that, especially on the flat of the front straightaway or into the tri-oval, and then hard impact into the safer barrier. That safer barrier that he hit has now been expanded by some 8,000 feet around this racetrack, all down the back straightaway, Kevin. There's safer barrier there. Really thank the track and NASCAR for all they do for safety. See what happened. Oh, Barrett just tried to change lanes, and it was Crafton who was a victim of that bad decision. Just bounce all over the place.
54 posted, pass through, penalty pushing, and here's the big one down the back straightaway at Talladega.
Matt Crafton in it.
And he just knew it had to happen at some point. It was just too tight. There was too much pushing and shoving, and finally it all just broke loose.
Oh, it looked like that. Johnny Sauter truck, I think, was in the middle, and someone didn't know he was there.
Yeah, it was a 51 truck, Mike. It looked like he was on the top 3 wide there and started to come down over the cross of over the front of Johnny Sauter's nose, and that's really what triggered the whole accident. Yeah, that 50 much quicker than the inside, and now Peters goes on defense.
Oh, problems. Gallagher out of shape. Into John West Townley. Peters stays out front. No caution yet.
Those trucks are well out of harm's way. NASCAR has decided to let these boys
caution is out, and that will do it. Timothy Peters in the 17. Meanwhile, we continue to watch this battle for the 6th position, and there goes Peters around.
Right in front of Matt Crafton.
Look at that, the group behind him. Timothy just goes around on the outside.
He just went in there dead even with Eric Jones. And what a job by Matt Crafton to avoid Timothy Peters.
You see Bobby Pearson, the 63, just ahead of him in that first replay, got sideways. And
watch this right here.
We've certainly seen it tried a lot. Paige Decker minding her own business up on the outside, and a couple of them tried to crowd in underneath of her and spins Paige around.
Really hurt Greg Galding, who was running 10th.
Well, he had to pit, and I think it's an interesting point. Timothy Peters went all the way to the back after that spin, and now he's climbed to the front.
He started 29th in lap 11, and there goes Daniel Suarez, punted out of the groove.
I think the spotter probably recommended he make that move. What's wrong with Peters? Off the pace, off turn 4.
Second time he's had an issue today. Spun early, and now off the pace after restarting inside the top 10. Contact there with a 5, and around goes Peters for the 2nd time today.
Don't have any brakes to stop you.
Happened right in front of John Hunter Nemechek, our race leader.
No banking to catch you. They call it 12 degrees. It always seemed like it was negatively banked to me.
Hard into the outside wall that truck went, and so easy to make contact with another truck, get to rubbing on each other, and cut one of your tires. I think that's what happened to Townley.
Yeah, tire was already gone before that truck completely turned around. That solid finishes allowed him to win 2 owners' championships. Yes, maybe not a driver's championship, but he's been very much involved in a little contact. Timothy Peters around again.
Dalton Sargent got him going into turn 3. 16th, which means he'll restart in the outside lane. Not what you want here.
Just got away from him a little bit, just trying to carry too much speed on exit.
That late pit stop for Jones proving to be big.
Blue.
Was it good, though, for Nemechek? Because if he's scored 3rd when the caution came out, that would put him on that all-important
that might be okay.
lane.
We heard Kyle Busch say whatever you can do to make sure Eric restarts on the inside. Same situation for John Hunter.
Greg Galding just tried to take the low lane, and I think that was Tyler Young that was
able to clear Cindric and pulled out in line. Little contact there. Caleb Holman drives it in. Cindric saves it somehow off the corner, but this is not going to work. 12th caution of the day. Multiple trucks involved on the back straightaway.
And Eric Jones was right in the middle of that. Tires down below that yellow line and help these trucks.
Guys, there's side-by-side battles all over the road.
Big problems here as the 33 of Jones spins around and collects a couple, including the 9 truck of William Byron. And the K&N Pro Series East champ is already into the wall here tonight. machine came around, but it looks like, guys, he got a little bit of help.
Looks like the 94 of Timmy Hill got into the back of Corbin Forrester and turned him around right at the start-finish line. Corbin did a nice job keeping that truck out of the outside wall. He may have just touched it right there, but just barely. It's like the very start of the race with Tyler Reddick on the outside of Eric Jones. Who's got a spin?
Yes, we do, and we're going to pile them in, including Rico Abreu in the 31. The orange cone is involved as well.
Take a look at what happened to start this. Ooh, the 15 of Mason Mingus looked like he locked his brakes up, got into the 5 of Dalton Sargent, and Rico Ben Kennedy also with a lot of damage.
Right alongside. Oh, problems. We've got the 63 up into the wall. Ogata's going to bring out the caution.
And we got a new leader.
The staggering stat is that these are the first laps as we watch Pardo losing it here again. These are the first laps Crafton's ever led here at Phoenix. Side by side as they go through 3 and 4.
They're together.
Oh, they're together. And there goes Sauter. Oh, man. Huge implications.
Right rear of that truck to come around, I believe.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty significant.
Whoa! Closing on the halfway point here at Homestead, and our race leader's in trouble. Second caution of the night, this time for Daniel Suarez.
Just went down underneath the lap truck.
Make that determination.
Brandon Jones running up against the wall, just got a little bit loose. He may have had a right rear tire go down, but again, the aerodynamics of that truck are compromised from that early. See him down on the inside. Going to do the slide job on John West. I just think he overshot it. I just think as he got down in the center of the corner,